The top 10 most colourful birds in the world. Ever wonder which bird is the most beautiful in the world? Who could possibly answer this question? Guess what? It is exciting to know that birds are one of Mother Nature's prettiest creations. Each one is unique and special in its own way, with its impact on the ecosystem. Among terrestrial animals, birds are probably the most colourful in terms of physical appearance. As expected, the spectacular display of various colours and patterns shown by different bird species is significant because birds themselves can recognise colours. Join me as I take you on a journey to the top 10 colourful bird species in the world. Let's get right in. Our first pick is the golden pheasant. With its bright gold colour, there's no mistaking the golden pheasant, also known as the Chinese pheasant or the rainbow pheasant. This colourful bird, its genus name from the ancient Greek word Chrysophilus, with golden crest. Its species name is Latin from pictus, which means painted. The adult male is approximately 100 centimetres in length, with its tail accounting for 2/3 of the total length and weighs around 500 to 700 grams. A golden crest and rump and a bright red body characterise its coloration. The adult female is 60 to 80 centimetres in length and weighs around 350 grams. Her tail is proportionately longer and makes up roughly half of her total length. Golden pheasants feed on the ground on grain, leaves and invertebrates, but they roost in trees at night. These birds are native to China, but can also be found in the UK, US, Canada, Europe, Australia, South America and elsewhere. Number 2 is the violet saberwing. The violet saberwing looks like it's wearing a cloak made out of gemstones. At first glance, it may appear like an average blackbird. However, in the right lighting, you'll be able to see the iridescent plumage they're boasting. It is 13 to 15 centimetres long and weighs 9 to 12 grams. Their wings are typically solid black, but the rest of their body is bright green, purple and blue, all blended seamlessly. The violet saberwing is mostly passive, but individuals frequently move to lower elevations after the breeding season. The violet saberwing feeds on nectar, primarily by traplining, visiting a circuit of flowering plants. They can be found in Mexico and Panama. Number 3 on our list is the fiery-throated hummingbird, a beautiful bright bird native to Panama and Costa Rica. This is a species of hummingbird in the mountain gems tribe. One unique feature of the fiery-throated hummingbird is it is the only member of this genus. The fiery-throated hummingbird is 10.5 to 11 centimetres long. Males weigh 5.9 to 6.2 grams and females 4.9 to 5.2 grams. With each subspecies, the male and female are alike. All have a mostly black bill with a pink base to the mandible and a small white spot behind the eye. Also, fiery-throated hummingbirds feed on nectar taken from a variety of small flowers, including those in shrubs and small trees. Our fourth pick is this little bird that doesn't have the rainbow in its name for no reason, the rainbow lorikeet. The rainbow lorikeet is unmistakable with its bright red beak and colourful plumage. Both sexes look alike, with blue, mauve, head and belly, green wings and tail and back, and an orange-yellow breast. They are often seen in loud and fast-moving flocks or communal roosts at dusk. The rainbow lorikeet occurs in coastal regions across northern and eastern Australia, with a local population in Perth, Western Australia, initiated from aviary releases. The rainbow lorikeet mostly forages on the flowers of shrubs or trees to harvest nectar and pollen, but also eats fruits, seeds and some insects. Number 5 is the European bee-eater. Like other bee-eaters, this species is a richly coloured, slender bird. It has brown and yellow upper parts, green wings and a black beak. It can reach a length of 27 to 29 centimetres, including the two elongated central tail feathers. Sexes are alike. Females tend to have greener rather than gold feathers on their shoulders. These bee-eaters are gregarious, nesting colonially in sandy banks, preferably near river shores, usually at the beginning of May. This bird breeds in open country in warmer climates. As the name suggests, bee-eaters predominantly eat insects, especially bees, wasps and hornets. It breeds in southern and central Europe, northern and southern Africa and western Asia. Except for the resident southern African population, the species is strongly migratory, wintering in tropical Africa. I assume you are wowed by these beautiful god creatures and curious to know more about them. Subscribe to this channel and let's fill that curiosity. Number 6 on our bucket list is the Indian peafowl. It wouldn't be a list of the most colourful birds in the world without the Indian peafowl, also known as the common peafowl, the blue peafowl, or just the peacock. Peafowls are large birds, growing to between 100 and 115 centimetres from bill to tail. They weigh up to 14 pounds as well. Male peafowls, or peacocks, are known for their bright, dual-tone colours. They have bright blue bodies with magnificent feathers that splay out to display a crest of blue and green eye-like patterns. Their necks, directly under their beak, have a slight greenish coloration that adds to their dual appearance. This can also appear around their eyes, framed by a large white stripe. Number 7 is the common kingfisher. Also known as the Eurasian kingfisher and river kingfisher, the kingfisher is a small kingfisher with 7 subspecies, recognised within its wide distribution across Eurasia and North Africa. It is resident in much of its range, but migrates from areas where rivers freeze in winter. The common kingfisher was first described by Carl Linnaeus in the 20th edition of his Systemum Naturae in 1758 as Gracula athis. This species has the typical short-tailed, dumpy body, large-headed and long-billed kingfisher shape. Like all kingfishers, the common kingfisher is highly territorial, since it must eat around 60% of its body weight each day. It is essential to have control of a suitable stretch of river. It is solitary for most of the year, roosting alone in heavy cover. The 8th colourful bird in the world today is the Gouldian finch. British ornithologist John Gould described the Gouldian finch in 1844 as Amindal Goulday in honour of his deceased wife Elizabeth. Amazing, right? Also, the Gouldanian finch is a sister to the parrot finches in the genus Eurythura. Both sexes are brightly coloured, with black, green, yellow and red markings. The females tend to be less brightly coloured. One major difference between the sexes is that the male's chest is purple, while the female's is a lighter mauve. Gouldian finches are native to northern Australia, in particular the Kimberley and Northern Territory. Outside of the breeding season, Gouldian finches often join mixed flocks consisting of long-tailed finches and masked finches. Flocks can consist of up to 1,000 to 2,000 individuals. Like other finches, the Gouldian finch is a seed eater. They eat up to 30% of their body weight each day. Number 9 on the list is the Oriental dwarf kingfisher. The Oriental dwarf kingfisher is one of the first birds on this list whose title as one of the most colourful birds can be seen in their beak. The black-backed dwarf kingfisher is one of the smallest known kingfisher species. It is worth noting that the black-backed kingfisher was formally described in 1758 by the Swedish naturalist Carl Linnaeus in the 10th edition of his Systema Naturae. He placed it with the other kingfishers in the genus Alcedo and coined the binomial name Alceda ithaca. The Oriental dwarf kingfisher is found across much of the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. Last on our list is the lilac-breasted roller. This African bird is named for its bright purple chest. However, that's not the only colour you'll find in their plumage. They also sport feathers in a variety of other colours, including blue and green. As juveniles, their chest is a rusty colour instead of lilac. The lilac-breasted roller was formally described by the Swedish naturalist Carl Linnaeus in 1766 in the 12th edition of his Systema Naturae under the binomial name Coracius cordata. In the field, these robust, large-headed birds are often perched alone on a tree in a grassy clearing. Their colourful plumage tones make them almost unmistakable. The lilac-breasted roller is found throughout eastern and southern Africa. So there you have it, the glowing creatures that bring flamboyance to our world. If you were expecting anything and it wasn't mentioned here, do drop it in the comments section. Meanwhile, click that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification button for more exciting information.